Hello and welcome back to Nebula Racing's second full season, the Western Digital Championship, and today we're at Singapore. The Marina Bay circuit currently only has one night race with a mixture of driving skills. It's going to make the Singapore R04 one of the most exciting races. With 50% race distance and 23 corners over 31 laps, this is one to stay alert with. To the close barriers, make one mistake and it's all over. The weather forecast for qualifying in the race is clear skies, which the drivers will be happy about. Tires for the race are super softs and medium tires, and the tire wear is at a good level. The super softs do give an advantage over the medium, so most drivers will be starting with them. The calendar for Season 2, and with 19 races remaining, it's too early to say who will win the championship. Now for the qualifying results. Ingludius with Dalton both lock out in front row. Most drivers choose to go with the Super Soft for the start. Finally, the prizes for this season provided by our sponsors. And now we go over to the race with our favorite commentators.
Hey guys, this is Matt here, and I'm joined by my co-commentator Chasmer for the fourth round of the Nebula Racing League Western Digital Championship. Here we are in Singapore. It's a night race. I'm going through the grid right now. It should be a pretty exciting race. Gluteus and Iceman on the front row. So who do you think is going to win this race then?
Well, Gluteus has shown really good pace in qualifying, so I'm going to go for him. I would say he's been the best driver the whole weekend.
Got the lights out now. On board with Iceman here. He's got a pretty good start. He's using a little bit of curves. He's on the outside here, but he's on the clean side of the track, so he should get a better line. He's gone a bit wide there, so I don't think he'll be able to get through the pack there. But on board with Pixels here, he's right behind McQueen. This is McQueen's first Nebula Racing League race. He's gone deep there, McQueen, and that's obviously lost him a bit of time.
He's managed to gain a position though, and he's on the back of Boo Boo here. He's going to try and get round the two of these drivers, but he has to stay
Just
back.
Got a bit hemmed in there.
He's just not got the.
Oh, and that's contact there with Andre and Disperse. I think, did Andre miss his braking zone, go straight into the back of Disperse?
I don't know, but I can see that Mac is like losing. I think he's either lost a front wing completely or he's definitely damaged an end plate. I think Andre hit Disperse into him there after like just completely braking too late.
Yeah, he definitely looks, his car definitely looks damaged. On board with Underwood over here, he's in 7th, so I think he's gained a few places here, but he's going pretty wide into the braking zones. I'm not sure why. It might be heavy fuel actually. On board with his teammate here, Casmer, he got a big moment going through middle sector there, and he's completely lost it going through that corner, just too eager on the throttle early in the race, and he's damaged his front wing there. And cars going off everywhere here. Dalton goes wide, he goes straight into the DHL barrier, losing a bit of his front wing as well. So on board with Nort here, he almost loses it as well. So
someone to the left of him there just went flying straight into the runoff area. I don't know who that was.
A lot of people having brake issues here, and there's contact there. Pixels and Nort there. Sauber, the Mersha actually, and the Lotus having contact. I would like to point out Nort is in the wrong car, as we've got a car in the wall here that is Underwover.
Yeah, that's the car that I said that went off. I think that's him just rejoining now.
This is Mac going into the pits here. He's got a completely broken front wing, so he'll have to get early repairs. So we're on board with the leader here, Gluteus. He is going through the big long straight. Obviously DRS isn't active just yet, but Iceman's a little bit of a distance back. I think he's about 3 seconds back. So there's a good gap here, 1.8 actually. Back on board with Technots, and he's completely lost his front wing going to the right-hander there. That's nasty stuff for him.
I don't know
early
if
in the race.
People's setups are catching them out, but a lot of people seem to be struggling with understeer through the fast corners. I don't know if it's maybe the track's not up to temperature or it's just a heavy fuel loads, as you said earlier, but people are really struggling here in the opening laps of the race.
It seems to be a mix of understeer and tyre wear. Another car goes all right. That was Nort there in the Marussia, but a bit of action here. Taiki overtook, that was Buba there in the Williams, but I think he cut the corner there. He had to give back his position. He obviously lost a lot of time lifting off the throttle. Back on board with Disperse here. He's in the Lotus and he's going through right-hander here. Doesn't look too bad on the brakes like other drivers, but he's 2.4 seconds behind Chasmer here, who's in the Ferrari. Chasmer's obviously having a better race than Mac here. He hasn't lost his wing, and Disper's gone very wide there. Very lucky not to lose his front wing there.
He just managed to bounce straight back off the barrier there. I don't know what was up, but got really lucky, as you said, and on board with Underwover here. He's moving to go under the tunnel. He's actually in 15th place as Gluteus has shown his dominant pace once again, setting a 1:44.4 as the fastest lap of the race.
I see Max Shepard. He is in dead last after losing his front wing, and the curbs have caught Underwover out there. He's spun right into the barrier. So is this his first? I think it's his first pit stop. I think other drivers have pitted as well for repairs.
He was really close to that pit wall.
That's another car in the pits there. I'm not quite sure it's a Mercedes. It might be. It is Technots in the pits, but Underwover's into the pits here. He's got to get new change of tyres as well as repairs. He's going into the prime tyres. That's the harder tyre. So we're going back for a replay here on board with Max Shepard. This is his start. He's starting in 6th. He's used quite a lot of curves, over half or just under half his curves. He's switched to the outside line to try and get a better exit, but he's just been met with a ton of cars there. Gone around the outside of Disperse here, wheel to wheel on this little straight here, and not too much contact there. But on board with Nort here in the Marussia, he's starting in 12th. He gets quite a good start. He goes to the inside and he's overtaken actually. Can he take a third car into the first corner? He has taken a third car, it was Andre, into the first corner, and he's had a little bit of contact with Chaz there. Not too much time lost. He's had a very good start from 12th on the grid there. On board with Technots then, he's starting dead last, and hasn't used any curves at the start, but after the wheel spin disappears, he's used about half the curves. Gone down the inside here with a few cars, making sure not to contact the Lotus there, but he's taken these corners very carefully just to avoid contact. He's gone from 16th to 13th in the first corner, and this is another replay. This is Andre getting forced off the track by Mac, but and that was actually the contact there, so that'll be investigated by our stewards during the race, I think, or after the race.
Oh, as we're on board with Pixel, he's had another moment with the curbs. Nort's managed to get past up into 8th place. I still think both these guys need to pit, and Pixel must be lacking a lot of downforce due to having a really damaged front wing. He's probably lost both end plates here as he's trying to overtake Nort down this long straight. DRS enabled using the rest of his cars. He's taking it around the outside and he's actually flew straight past him, made that look very, very easy.
I think Nort's in a sort of fuel saving phase of the race for some reason, but he didn't look too quick down that straight. As you can see, Andre, he is pitting. I think it's his normal time to actually pit for the options. The tyre wear on this track's quite high due to the humidity and the number of corners in this track. He goes onto the prime tyres. On board with Nort again, he's behind Pixel still. Pixel's gone a bit wide there, and this should allow Nort to come right back at him. got DRS, so it's going to be a run down to the first corner. I think Nort's going to be able to go up the inside, but he's gone quite deep. He's actually gone off the track in order to take that position. I'm not sure if that will be investigated by the stewards. It might be. It looked like he had to go off track just to keep that position though.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether or not he was just too late on the brakes or if he's having brake issues like a lot of people, but Pixel's wanting the position straight back here. He puts it up into fast but opts out of it and wants to take it on the outside of Nort here as he actually cuts back. Nort runs wide once again and Pixel gets the position back, so I don't think the stewards will be looking into that incident anymore since Pixel now has the position back.
Yeah, I don't think Nort's got very good straight line speed down there. It might be because he's in lean, but he's going into the pits now. This is lap 7. He will probably go on to the primes, although he could switch to the other tyre. Dalton is leading the race in the Sister Marussia, and so this is Nort going into the pits. I don't think he has damage on his front wing. Oh yes, he does actually. He's getting his front wing changed. As you can see there, he's going to lose a bit of time due to that. 6.2. He got held up by the Williams of Ubu there. He's coming out of the pits right behind the Williams. So this should be a pretty interesting battle there. He almost goes into the back of the Williams there just through not anticipating Bubu braking early there.
Yeah, Bubu's done well to jump Nort in the pits as we're on board with Iceman now. I think he's pitted and McQueen hasn't, and Iceman's in 5th position. He's trying to get up the grid as fast as possible so he can chase down the lead of Glutus, I think. And
Chaz is spanned there.
I don't know what happened there. He just might.
I don't see it. I don't think there was contact. It just looks like he span. Might be in the curbs or maybe too early in the throttle. But
yeah, I think
that's basically.
I think he hadn't actually pitted, so I think his tyre wear was like right up there trying to take the. And yeah, he's off again. So my guess is that the tyres were just dead and he tried to stretch them too long.
And that's Mac. He's in 7th now. He goes straight into the barrier there. Doesn't lose his front wing, but that's Mac past his teammate there. He's having a pretty good comeback so far, having been hit into the barriers at lap 1. But that's Chaz. He's span again. I think it was a side pod glitch, but Casimir goes straight into Chaz there. Not sure what happened there, but that incident will be investigated by the stewards during the race. Very weird instance there. Firstly, Chaz spinning. I'm not sure why that was, but then Casimir goes straight into him. But on board with Andre here is in 4th. He's hunting down McQueen there, his teammate. Not sure if there'll be team orders here at McLaren, but looks like McQueen's struggling on these tyres. He's got not very much speed. I think McQueen's actually going over to the side to let him through.
Yeah, that's right. McQueen's just went flying past, but Dalton's going to take that opportunity to get past as well. McQueen hasn't thought about it. I think Dalton's actually given the position back since he did actually cut the corner to gain that position in the first place, so that's good sportsmanship driving from Dalton there.
So he's back on the gearbox of McQueen here, right in the back of him. He had a bit of oversteer going through those, going under the bridge there, but McQueen's almost lost it going straight into the barrier. I think he got on the curbs and they auto span him. But Dalton's having a quiet race so far. Back on board with Max Shepard here. He's having to defend right from Pixels here. Pixels obviously on the much quicker soft tyre. And Mac obviously pitted on lap 1, so these are 9-lap old prime tyres. Pixels made a mistake there, going a bit wide, hitting the barrier. Mac's going to try it around the outside here, trying to stick it out of the barriers, and I think that move's done. He's used a bit of courage just to finish off the move. That was a pretty good move for Mac, going around the outside Pixels there on the much older and much more used prime tyres there. But that instant involving Disperse and Mac there on lap 1, that the stewards have decided to take no further action on that instant.
Race Control have also said that Chasmer is going to be given a 10-second penalty for the unsafe return to the racing line, and that will be added at the end of the race as Glutus sets another fastest lap, and he's just flying off at the moment in clean air, and it looks as if, unless there's something that's going to dramatically change the race, he's going to run home with this one. So
it's still Mac v Pixels here. He's Max completely, he's getting a hell of a lot of oversteer coming through these corners. That might be because of old tyres though, but Pixels is right on his gearbox, but Max is really going to have to defend here. He's going to stick it down the inside, just try and hold the line. Bit of a corner cut there, but not too much time gained. I think he's really struggling his tyres here. Pixels is right up his gearbox. Obviously he's going to have DRS on here in order to try and overtake Mac. But Mac does have quite a lot of curves here. I think he's going to use most of it. He's also going to go up to Rich Mix just to try and defend. He's going to stick to the inside line, head off Pixels there, and a bit of contact there. I think they just came together. Pixels gone around the outside though. There was a bit of contact involved in that overtake. I think there was a misunderstanding of where Pixels and Mac were on the track. But obviously this battle's been going on for a few laps. Pixels made a bit of a mistake there, and that's allowed Matt to come right back. So all that DRS overtake did was really delayed. But that's dispersed straight into the wall on the main straight. Do you think he lost part of his front wing there?
I think he's lost it entirely by the looks of it. Yeah, he's completely lost understeer. It. And Taiki's in 16th place here. He's really struggling with the car, and it looks as if he's just having a nightmare of a race as he gets a puncture going into the tunnel. He's going to have to pit and change his tyres once again.
So on board with Dalton, here's the fight over third place. Andre's struggling a bit with understeer there, but that's Dalton using DRS. He's right on the inside of Andre. Andre's going to try and get it cut back, and obviously Andre will have DRS on this next straight. So it's just switching back and forward to these positions using DRS. Obviously DRS is quite effective on this track due to the long straights. He's going to use I think he's going to use all of his courage just try and get back past Dalton. Dalton's covering off the inside. Andre's going to try it around the outside. He's braked later than Dalton, but there's a bit of contact there, and Dalton's obviously lost his curves. His curves unit has failed. But these two drivers really dicing for positions here quite aggressively. Andre's completely lost it in the on the curb, and I think there might have been contact there, which is why Dalton let off the throttle a bit. But Dalton's through into third. These two are still dicing for position, and this is going to wear down their tyres quite a bit faster than usual. But obviously Dalton's doing a good job here defending and attacking Andre here with no curves. They're also on the same tyre. I think they pitted around about the same time. So, but obviously Dalton will have a disadvantage due to not having curves.
Yeah, this battling between the two of these drivers will allow McQueen to close the gap. Andre making another mistake out of that corner as we now go on board with Pixel here. He's also had a failure with DRS, so there's a lot of people having
He's gone straight into the barrier there.
Wow, that's really unlucky. Just a bit of understeer throughout the tunnel, and he managed to smash straight into the barrier. Yeah.
It's lucky though that he crashed so late in the lap. It's good that he didn't crash early into the lap though, so he wouldn't have to go around the track. But going into the pits now though, he's going to go on to options though. That's an interesting move. He's in 12th right now, so I think he'll merge. He should emerge in 15th or 16th. Obviously changing his wing there, that will lose him a bit of time. So it's lap 15 now. We're about halfway through the race, and he's managed to catch up to Technots here, the Mercedes. He's lost DRS actually. DRS unit has failed. DRS wing has failed actually on Pixel's car, and coming through the final corners now, Technots is peeled into the pits, and he's gone wide actually going to the pits. Back on board with McQueen here. He's got Disperse behind him in the Lotus, and Disperse obviously got the use of DRS. It's quite an easy pass for Disperse there. McQueen is on pretty new prime tyres though. Wear isn't affecting him too much. I think he's just trying to take it easy, not use his tyres up too much, and just save a bit of fuel in order to save it for the rest of the race. I think a safety car, the chance of a safety car is quite high for this race, so we'll see how that pans out.
Andre comes into the pits here. He's got a damaged front wing, so he will actually need to, I think the mechanics will change his front wing. Yes, that's right, so he's going to lose quite a bit of time here. He's have a 5.5 second pit stop, so he's going to merge out probably right beside Disperse and McQueen.
I think he'll emerge in the same position. It doesn't look like there's many cars on the track, but quite a lot of drivers come into the pits for their second or third pit stops now. Nort comes into the pits. You also have to go right down to the end of the pit lane in order to get to the Marussia pit lane, pit box I mean. So let's see what tyres he goes onto. He goes into another set of primes, so it should be, I think, another 2 stops. These should last about 8 or 9 laps, so I think he should be on options for the end. He comes up in 10th, but Pixels is put into the same position as last time. He's put it into the wall again, and that's the second time that he has put his car straight into the wall in the exact same position, so he'll have to pit once again. Damage on his car. Obviously he can't really turn right now due to not having front line, but he'll be going straight into pits. See Technots, that's actually Dalton coming to the final corner right now. But Pixels has destroyed his car going into the final corner. I'm not sure what that was. He could have had understeer or something, but that's safety car coming out. Very weird crash there.
That was, I don't know what it was. Pixel seemed to accelerate on the final corner coming into the pits, so maybe he's just put the throttle down instead of lifting off, and he's put it straight into the wall. It doesn't look as if he's attempted to go into the pits. It's just like he's gave up, to be honest. He's just put it into the wall. I don't know if that's going to be investigated by the stewards or not. We'll have to see after the race.
But there's a lot of cars coming into the pits now. Matt almost goes into the back of the McLaren McQueen there. Very aggressive pit entry there. But he goes into the primes. He'll try to. I think he'll try to get these to the end of the race. But obviously a lot of cars coming into the pits now to take advantage of the safety car. He's actually come out in front of McQueen. On board with Disperse here, he's got +1 lap of fuel, so he's pretty good in terms of fuel usage, and he's on the prime tyres. I think these are new prime tyres. He's in 5th though, and there's quite a bit of, I think there's a bit of traffic in front with lapped cars. It's lap 20 though, so I think these drivers will still have to pit once more. He's got Max Shepard behind him. Max having a very good comeback from last in the grid, right up to 6th position there. But on board Andre, he's in 4th, right behind Dalton. I think the race is starting back up. I think it's next lap actually.
Safety car's on this
lap.
lap.
It's this lap. Oh, there's a bit of contact there with Technots in the final corner. I think that might be Technots' wing, or was it Andre's? But on board with Mac here, he's going to try up the inside of Disperse there. Aggressive defending from Disperse to keep the position, but once again Disperse has been hit off by the curbs, and that's pretty unfortunate for him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there on the restart with Technots. I don't know if he was trying to pit or he was just trying to get out the way of the cars, and Andre looked to take a tight inside line to try and get the move done and move up into 3rd, but he managed to have contact with Technots, and I think Andre's actually lost the nameplate, so he will be suffering at the latter stages. And Iceman is trying to stick it around the outside here of Gluteus, and he has got the move done. And that was, I don't know what you think of that, Matt. That was a really, really good move.
Obviously these drivers are on 2 different compounds of tyres. Iceman's on the quicker option tyre. I think he'll be trying 2 option pit stops. I think Gluteus will try and get these tyres to the end, but it's going to be interesting in terms of strategy, how these drivers manage their tyres to the end of the race, because obviously I think Gluteus will be on 1 more stop, but this might be his final set of tyres, and Iceman will definitely have to stop again for probably another set of options. But Iceman in the lead now. He's not gaining too much of a gap though to Gluteus, but I think that this race is basically between these 2 drivers at the moment, although Dalton could steal a win if he is lucky, but he is quite a bit of distance back. So going on to lap 22 now, the safety cars just come in. We have Iceman in 1st, Gluteus in 2nd, Dalton in 3rd, and Andre in 4th. And been an interesting race so far. There's been a safety car caused by Pixels going to pit entrance, but quite a lot of on-track action, a lot of crashes throughout the race, which was surprising, although it is a street circuit, so obviously crashes are much more common on this track.
Yeah, this track brings no room for error. If you make a mistake, then you're going to end up not finishing the race. Gluteus is really pushing it here. He's 7/10 up in his personal best lap. He's actually on track to set the fastest lap of the race. Iceman as well, obviously he's on the quicker compound. He's going much faster by the looks of it. He's gaining the gap, but I don't know if Iceman's on warm tyres or if they're new. Did he pit under the safety car, or?
I think he did, yeah. I think the safety car was lap 16 or 17?
Yeah, lap 16.
So I think Iceman's on, they're worn tyres, relatively worn, but Gluteus is absolutely flying right now. He's 2.6 seconds quicker than his previous lap, so he's going to probably set a late 141 or 142. Definitely going on for the quickest lap, although Iceman isn't really closing the gap to Iceman ahead. Gluteus doing a good job on these prime tyres. I think he's pushing, but at the same time he's finding the right balance between pushing and managing his tyres at the same time, which is what you sort of need in a track like this. Back on board with Max Shepard though, he's right behind Disperse. I think Disperse might have some damage from hitting his...
he did, remember, on the restart of the safety car.
It's hitting his front wing, so you can see his car jumping up there with a bit of lag, but this is Matt going into pits here. This is going to be his last pit stop of the race. He's probably going to go on to a set of options right for the end of the race, and another McLaren, I think that's Andre, has pitted right in front of him, and Andre's actually been jumped by Max. So Max actually, he's having quite a good duel with the two McLarens of McQueen and Andre during this race. So should be very interesting last stint in this race. 5 laps to go. These two drivers are on the same tyre compounds and they've pitted at the same time, so should be an interesting battle between these two drivers. Obviously the tyres are cold right now, which is why they're getting quite a bit of understeer, but the gap to Nort behind is about 34 seconds, so it's quite a large gap. But you can see... Go on.
Oh yeah, that's considering the safety car was 10 laps ago. That's a massive gap to behind, so I don't know if that's just Nort was maybe in the pits or he had an incident, but that's in my opinion that's really big considering it's only 10 laps.
Andre's managed to get the inside of Mac. There's quite a bit of nice battling there between the two drivers. Mac's going to try a move up the inside there. I think he backed out of it. That's quite a dangerous spot to overtake considering how tight that corner is, but these drivers should absolutely be pushing it at this moment in the race. They're running 6th and 7th. They're on fresh option tyres, and I think the leaders of the race are quite far ahead, but I think a few of them still have to pit out, if I'm correct actually. I think McQueen he's in 5th right now, actually still has to pit, so should be interesting in terms of tyre strategy where these drivers actually finish the race, but they should be about equal in pace considering they're on the same tyres and the tyres are the same age. But Max managed to close right up to the back of Andre here. He's not got he's not got any curves actually to use against Andre, and Andre's managed to pull a bit of a gap out there, but I think he is within 1 second of Mac to get DRS, and yes he does. Mac gets DRS down this tiny little straight here, and I think Mac will get DRS down this straight as well. He should do it, and he's got most of his curves to use, so it should be an interesting battle between these two drivers.
Yeah, the back straight is basically it allows drivers to get closer for this one right here. As Andre makes a mistake in the exit, goes to the inside the outside, sorry, to defend. Mac has DRS, and it looks like Andre actually has a really good gearbox in comparison to Mac, but Mac takes it round the inside to the and he's trying it down the inside once again, and Andre is trying to get on the back of the gearbox here. I think he's waiting to the straight to get a move done, but as you can see Andre's in rich mix and he's in optimal, so it's going to be, as he's just put it down to lean as I said that, yeah, he's going to be trying to get past Mac on the straights because by the looks of it he does have a better gearbox.
Yeah, it's going to be very tight between these two drivers. I think it's going to be a bit, fuel. I'm not sure how much fuel Mac actually has at the moment, but Andre's having to go to lean just to keep his fuel usage down. But Mac actually made a mistake there. You see a bit of his front wing going off, after hitting the barrier slightly, so that will lose a bit of downforce. And he's gone wide there. He's had a bit of oversteer, so that's allowed Andre right back through. He was going to try and move around the outside there. It's quite brave, but you can see he's struggling a little bit with the handling, a little bit more understeer. And Curb's trying to fling him off there. A little bit more understeer and a little bit more oversteer as well. You can just see the car understeering right off the track, almost into the barrier, where Dispersed lost his car. Back on board with Gluteus, in second, and it's lap 29, so Gluteus is going to have to try and move here. I'm not sure if Iceman actually pitted again. We didn't see footage of that, but he's either on extremely old option tyres or he's pitted again. But Gluteus hunting down Iceman here. The gaps, I think, reduced quite a little bit, but obviously Gluteus doesn't have too much fuel to use. He used to be on plus 2 laps of fuel to be able to use, but obviously he's on optimal right now. But he's closed the gap right down to Iceman there. Iceman made a mistake going on the curb there, and I think that's allowed Gluteus to come right back up into the inside and into first position. So that could be game changing for the result of this race.
Yeah, Iceman really lacked traction out of that corner, so by the looks of it he is on very worn tyres, and Gluteus is on the prime tyre, the harder compound of the two, so he will have better lifespan. So as we cut to Iceman, he's actually pitting on lap 29, so yeah, as I said, Iceman's tyres must have been really worn, and I don't know where he'll emerge, so this is going to be interesting.
He's in third right now. I can't see any cars on the mini map, but I think he tried to just eke his tyres right out to the end of the race, and that really cost him. We're not sure whether he had pitted or not, and obviously he hadn't, because his tyres fell right off the cliff, and obviously he felt he had to pit. Back on board with Mac here. He's in 7th, so he's still behind Andre, but they're also in the same tyre, and he's closed the gap down a little bit. He's using the curbs quite heavily. He's had a big moment going through there, a lot of oversteer, and he almost put it into the barrier. That would have been pretty tragic.
Yeah, very lucky there.
But Queen's actually let his teammate pass I think it was on the very last lap for some reason.
Was he getting lapped, or did he just?
No, that was for position. Yeah.
Very
interesting move there. But you can see Gluteus, he is coming around the final corner, and he comes through to win the Singapore Grand Prix ahead of Dalton and Iceman. So interesting race, a lot of crashes, a lot of on-track action. I think he'll be pretty happy with that win over Iceman, as Iceman is his main rival at the moment. You can see it on the track, he's just celebrating now.
I think in hindsight, if Iceman tried a different tyre strategy, he may have had the chance to beat Gluteus here, but Gluteus was just far too supreme this weekend, so congratulations to him.
So we're going through results right now. As you can see, Gluteus won in the followed by Dalton in second, Iceman in third, the sister Lotus, the Lotus of Disperse in fourth, the two McLarens in fifth and sixth of Andre and McQueen. Max Shepard having come back from 16th up to 7th, he is finishing 7th. Nort in 8th, Chasmer in 9th, Bubu final points finishing position in 10th, Casimir in 11th, and Underwover in 12th.
And so, just to make aware of the final position, Chasmer actually got demoted to 11th due to the 10-second penalty, so Bubu and Casimir will jump up one place.
next time at the Spanish Grand Prix Round 5 of Season 2, and remember to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out nebularacing.com or our social media sites at Facebook and Twitter.